Hello everyone, welcome to my weekly live stream. My name is Christina Werner and we are going to be exploring kind of like foil transfer cards tonight. Picket Studios calls them foilables. That's their kind of whole line that goes with their pink mini Minc machine. I don't have that particular machine, but I have the original Minc mini, which I've had heating up. You might hear it cranking over here on the side. But I have had a love-hate relationship with all types of foiling for years, ever since it sort of hit the paper crafting market, like I think it was like 10 years ago. So first on the paper crafting market was the Minc machine, or using a laminator to do your foiling. So there were quite a few of us who got laminating machines or a Minc or whatever. In fact, I used to have the really, really big Minc, and then I realized I never used it. I never broke it out of the box, and I think I sold it. But I have kept the mini one since I use that for cards. So anyway, a while back, I discovered the Foilables line from Pink and Main. So I've got the foilables from Pink and Main. There's also these ones from Picket Studios. These are like foiling toner cards. And then I've got some from Simon Says Stamp. I think these are ones that might have come in a card kit. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, the thing that really like struck me was when I saw from Picket Fence, they have these full color toner sheets. And I was like, what? Like my brain was kind of having a moment. I was like, okay, what exactly is this? And I just realized that the links I put down below, I forgot to link to the Picket Fence stuff, so I'll have to add that after I'm live here. But anyway, Picket Fence has a bunch of like toner cards and foiling things, so we're going to play with them. I was intrigued by these full sheets of toner that are colored. I thought that was really interesting. So I did like a little experiment because I was like, will this work how I'm thinking? And it definitely does. Oh, hello. Things are falling over. Stay over here. Hold on. Let me get that out of the way. Okay. So I took one of the Pink and Main foilables, which basically what they are is a pre-printed design on kind of like some really, really smooth cardstock. And I thought this was just a really good basic set. They've got ones with polka dots. I think they have some stripes. They had snowflakes for Christmas. I mean, they had lots. And I believe you get 4 designs in each pack as far as the Pink and Main ones go. And so I took one of those designs and I ran it through my mini Minc with some pink, well, what was the color called? Pink Melon Deco Foil from ThermoWeb. Now you have to make sure you use the heat sensitive toner foil. This won't work with your Spellbinders Glimmer foil. It won't work, unfortunately. But I've got a bunch of this Deco Foil that I've had for ages, since I tried foiling many years ago. So anyway, I did this and I had the leftovers, and then I used the leftovers and I put it on top of that colored cardstock. Now these colors don't look the best, but you can kind of see, you can use the negatives of your designs to put on the full color toner sheets. So this was my trial run and I thought there's got to be some interesting ways to do this. So we're going to start out with, I'm actually going to use one of the Picket Fence sheets. I'm going to use this one because I want to make a landscape card, and unfortunately both of the designs and the Pink and Main one have the hearts going vertical. So I'm going to take this, in fact I want to use this one right here because it can kind of go to the side too, you know, like some of the hearts are kind of wonky. I think it works. So I'm going to take that, and first I'm going to foil it in, okay, well, before we get to that, we have to decide. I'm going to use this piece of the Picket Fence printed color toner card. And so I want to pick a color of foil that's going to go well with that. And I decided to just do gold. I thought gold would be interesting. So it's kind of a good staple color. I mean, I could do gold, or I've got this Heidi Swapp one that, what color is this? I don't even know. I think it's just like a silver holographic reactive foil. Yeah, just holographic. I think I'm gonna do gold. All right, so I'm gonna pull this out. There's multiple sheets in each kind of roll, so you have to be careful you don't like double up on your foil. Ask me how I know. And then you just cut your foil to the size you need. So let's see, where'd my scissors go? All right, so I'm just gonna cut my foil, get that started, and then it should slide right through. And I'm gonna set that aside. So the thing you have to remember when it comes to doing laminating with foiling with a laminating machine is that you want to have the pretty foil face up and your project face up. So this is actually gonna go like this as it goes through the Minc. I also have some of this kind of like parchment paper stuff that I'm gonna put in. So I'm just getting this ready, making sure foil is covering my entire card design. And then I'll just put that through my mini Minc. I have it on a 4. I had it on a 3 earlier and it seemed to be fine. But I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on a 4 just to be safe. I don't know if I really need to or not. This could be why I haven't had tons of success with foiling in the past, because I don't use like precise settings. Who knows? Anyway, so we're gonna run this through and then we're gonna use the leftovers on the full sheet of the colored toner. This is what I have in my head that I think will work. Hey, Gina. Love it. Gina's very good at foiling. She has her own foiling machine, if I remember correctly. Okay, so here's that one with all the hearts, and I'm going to peel this up. Oh, it's gorgeous. Look at that. Looks like I have just a couple little spots that didn't transfer. Could be my foil is old. I don't know. It seemed to work up here, but not down here. Now, I also know that maybe I just need to have a little more pressure as I'm going through the machine. And I want to say the Minc actually had a carrier sheet. Let's see if I can find it. It had a carrier sheet that was like a thicker plastic, and maybe that is what I need. And of course, I am not finding any of it as I'm looking through all of my foiling supplies. So that might be an issue. Maybe I'll just put a piece of paper behind when we do my next one. Okay. All right, so now I have this like leftover foil. So I'm gonna put it over top of my colored design, and that's kind of the design we're gonna get. Isn't that kind of fun? It's kind of funky. Okay, so I'm gonna get my design here ready. You should brush off the panel. What? What, Andrea? I've heard that you should brush off the panel. I don't think that was finished. Swiffer your card and foil? What? What does that do? I have no idea what's going on. Okay. So I'm going to try to get this lined up right over the top. All right. And I'm going to get this in my little carrier sheet. Dust the panel you're foiling to get any little bits of dust on it before foiling. Oh, that might have been it. I don't know. Well, I'll try that on the next one. Okay, so now I'm going to put this through and we're going to see how it transfers. Ta-da! Okay, while this goes through, I love how like my mini Minc is like making noises. Can you hear them? I don't know if you can actually hear it. I kind of want to get maybe some like black foil. I never thought I'd say that, but just because it would look really cool with these color toner sheets. Okay. All right, so then I can just pull this up. How fun is that? Interestingly, it did pull up a little bit of the color right there. I think it was because I had some folds, but not bad. It turned out really good right up there. That's fun. Okay. And it would kind of be cool to use both of these together. I think that could be really neat. All right. So my next test that I thought I would do tonight, and then we're going to make these into cards, is down below, I've got a free PDF download that you can try. I was like, okay, I want like the gold design. I want it on this set of the full toner sheets. This is the Holiday Traditions Fabulous Foil Toner Cardstock from Picket Fence. I wanted to use this, and I wanted it to be a happy birthday card, but I didn't want it to be completely covered in the toner or in the gold or silver or whatever color I use. I wanted it just to be a portion of it. So then I thought, oh, that's easy enough. I'll just print out my design all in black, and then I can use the foil over the top. So we're going to see if it works. Okay. I'm going to trim this down. And then I also put like a secondary greeting down there at the bottom of my printout so that I can get a little bit extra foiling. All right. Just getting this cut. And I ran this through my laser printer, and it's not the best printer in the world, so we'll see how this works. This is Hammermill paper, by the way, the one that Jennifer McGuire always recommends. Hey, Dana. Oh, I didn't want to get rid of all that. Dang it. Where's my grading? Where'd it go? Here we go. Here's my grading. All right. So when I run this through my foiling machine, I'm going to do both at the same time. All right. So this is the background I wanted to do. I thought it just looked really, really cool. I'm loving those purples and blues. And I thought I could do silver or the holographic. I'm thinking holographic's gonna look really cool. So let's break this open. This is like one of those big monster rolls. Okay, how am I opening this? Jewels, not tools, Christina. I can't use my nails. Okay. Is it open already? There we go. Okay. Let's see. I hate that they always put a sticker there. I'm kind of like, that kind of ruins the foil. Like you can't use that little bit. That annoyed me back in the day when I first started foiling. That, and I can't ever get the... Okay, there we go. All right. Ooh, that holographic foil is awesome. Okay. So let's get this cut to a piece that I can use. Get this foil cut. Hoping that sticker is not going to get in the way. We'll see. Sticker, are you going to be in the way? It is not. Okay. I just need to cut off a little bit of the sticker. Oh my word, I can't even do this. I'm not going to worry about cutting it. I'm just going to make sure it's not included. Okay. Where's my little transfer thing? Here we go. So I'll have my happy birthday right there. I'll put that off to the side a little bit. And I can put in wishing you a very, oh, yep, that'll work. Hopefully nothing moves. All right, slide this over, put that through. I'm really hoping this works because if it doesn't, I'm gonna have to go, I'm gonna have to go print out another sheet, which wouldn't take really that long, but okay, let's hope this works. Also, sometimes there are cardstocks that just don't foil well. I'm assuming since this hammer mill, like I've heard works great with like the glimmer foiling, that it might work good for this one too. So we'll see. It's just a super smooth cardstock. Okay. Okay. I don't know. We'll see if this worked. Oh, I think this one did. Yay. Okay, that looks great. Okay. There are a couple little spots that didn't, like you can kind of see some little specks that didn't work. That's okay. No big deal. Because I'm going to like cut this out and then I can put it directly on my thing. Now, first of all, that's kind of cool looking. It's a little crazy, but we're going to, okay. So here's my cardstock. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut away what I don't want. And then I can move it around and place it on my card design. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. All right. Oh, that's going to look so cool. I'm wondering if I can tape it. Can I tape it? Will that like cause problems? Maybe I don't want to tape it. I don't know. I should have done that in my little carrier sheet. I'm afraid it's going to slide around. And there's also like a little speck right there in the middle. I wonder, can I just like scrape that off? Let's see. I'm wondering. No, you can't really just scrape it off. Dang it. Some little specks. Well, hold on. I'll grab my other little tiny scissors. Glue on tape will melt into the project. Yes. Good point. I'm gonna cut away the little specks that I can. I don't think I'll be able to cut away the one that's right in the middle of the P. I might be able to. Let's see. Trying out those X-Acto knife skills. All right, is that going to punch out? Not really. Oh, there it goes. Trying not to cut the rest of the design because I don't want to have to redo it. I think these little specks are a result of my less than stellar inkjet or laser printer. Okay, I got that. That was the speck that was really bugging me. So, okay. It would be really fun to have like confetti around the outer edge too. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, I'm gonna get this on here where I want it. Can even do a little tilt, but I don't think I will. Okay, about like that. Aren't I scrapping the wrong side? No. Okay. Put this down, hoping nothing moves. Bring this back over. We'll put that through. Hopefully it will stick. I'm like kind of holding that right there as it starts to go in. Okay. It's like hold your breath. It's so slow. Candace, a laser printer does use toner. Okay. Alrighty, what in the world? It's like, I'm like, where'd the sheet go? I think it's stuck to it. Come on, I want to peel you up. What in the world? Well, it looks really cool, but you can kind of see that edge there. How in the world? See, this would have been a reason to keep it in the frame. I just have to get it. There we go. Got it. Right there. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, do you guys see that? It does leave a little edge. I got the plastic off, but it does leave an edge. So I think it's worth it to keep it intact. Interesting. I do like it though. All right, I'm gonna leave that right there and I'm gonna go print it out one more time because I'm a perfectionist and this is what perfectionists do, right? So basically, I'm just gonna take another sheet of that hammer mill paper. So sorry to not be on screen right now. And I'm just gonna print out that design one more time. Thankfully, my computer is generally pretty quick. Oh, and I just put in my password wrong. Come on. Okay, print. So I put my paper through the manual feed and then it's going to hopefully get a good print. It's very thick cardstock. So, I mean, the first time I printed it, it's almost like it got caught as it was coming through, but this one seems to be a little smoother. Okay, lovely. All right. That was a quick enough print. Ta-da! Now I'm back on screen. All right, let's cut this down real quick. I'm not using the full design, so I'm just going to cut around it. And I'm keeping my greeting on it this time too. You know what I should have done? I should have added some confetti because that would have been really cute. Oh well. All right. So let's try this again. Although let's make sure this isn't going to be too big for my carrier. Okay, it's perfect. All right. So that's what we're going for, but we want it to be a little different this time. So where did my foil go? Here we go. Here's my lovely foil. Okay, just need to cut it just a little bit larger. Okay. In that carrier sheet, make sure that sticker that's up there isn't going to get in the way. My foil is a little too big for my carrier sheet, so I'm just going to cut that off. Perfect. Alrighty, put that through again. Amber, they do have a glossy finish, if that's what you're asking about. Yes, they do have a glossy finish. I think you have to have that glossy finish with toner. The hammer mill paper I'm using is the one that Jennifer McGuire always recommends. It's sold over at simonsstamp.com. I'll add that to the supplies when I'm done here. But if you just look up hammer mill over at simonsstamp.com, that's the one I have. Oh, got a little thing there. I don't think that's going to be a good impression, but we'll see. Oh yeah. Oh, terrible. What is going on? Gross. See, this is why I have a love-hate relationship with the foil. Right? I think my problem was that my foil was outside of my carrier. I think that was the issue. All right, let's try it again. I'm telling you, every time I do foiling, something like this happens. Okay. And I'm tempted to try to add some little confetti things on there just because now I have the opportunity to do so. So let's try that. I don't know if I have any little confetti things. Let's not worry about it. Maybe I'll add a frame though. A frame would be nice. Let's add a cute little frame. Sorry, I wish I was on camera for y'all to see this. I'm just adding a frame. Perfect. All right, well, let's print that out again. And I totally did not bring cardstock in here. So cute. Okay, so it's the Hammer Mill 100-pound cardstock. Alrighty. Print. It's thinking. Okay, now it's going to print. It's thinking real hard. Okay, here we go. Okay. Ooh, that's the best print yet. Okay. All right. So we have just a really simple border. I think you really need plastic carrier sheet. Me too. I wish I could find my plastic carrier sheet. I swear I had it in like a, I don't know, presumably some special spot. All right, I'm gonna cut around this with just a little bit of a border. Okay. I'll have to update the PDF this down below to have the border. Okay, I'm gonna take a really good look and see. Oh, did I find my carrier sheet? Maybe. Where's my carrier sheet? Found it. Yay. Okay. Let's try the plastic carrier sheet. Yeah, here we go. This is the one that comes with the mini Minc. All right, let's try it. Okay. I'm gonna get that holographic foil again. Where does it start? There we go. Okay. And I'm gonna try to not get such a huge piece this time. Like, I don't need that large of a piece. Okay. Turn the Minc down to 3. That's what I had before. Maybe that's what I need to do. Okay. Because that's the heat setting, right? Whoever in the comments said that cutting foil is the worst, you are correct. Okay. Alrighty. Put that right there. Let's get this in here just right. Okay. All right, let's try this again. I think that it's clear so you can see how it's lined up. Misty, that could be right. I don't know. I do have a little blade that I could use that I use with my glimmer foil. Too much heat can make it wrinkle. Oh, okay. It looks like there's a little bit of wrinkling on this one. Not as much, but just a little bit. So we'll see if that's the issue. Let's see how this turned out. Oh, it worked out pretty good. There's just a couple little spots right there on the words and these right here. But like we discovered, I can use my X-Acto knife and kind of take those out. And I think that'll be okay. All right. But I do want to keep that frame because I think it'll have weirdness otherwise. Okay, I'm going to get that little blade that I use with my glimmer stuff. If I can get my drawer to open. Hello? Open, please. There we go. Okay. So this little thing, the Spellbinder's little doohickey deal. Whatever it's called. But this is what they sell that you can use for cutting your foil. So I'm going to try using this because I think it'll be easier to get these little spots out. Oh, so much easier. Okay, I got that little bit out. There's that one. I'm hoping it won't be really obvious that I cut these pieces out, but it might be. We'll see. Okay, so now it's back down to 3. It just beeped at me. Okay, got those pieces taken care of. Let's look at it over black. Okay, perfect. I just have this one little square. Okay. All right, let's try this again. Oh, I need to get my cardstock cut. So I have a full sheet of that, you know, the Picket Studio toner sheet, the printed toner sheet. I'm going to cut that back down because I really want this top corner that's like very blue and purple. I think I'll show you the difference. So this one's like very blue and purple. This other half that, you know, where I cut it apart, it's more into the red, and I really wanted the blue and purple. All right, people keep saying I need to dust and use a Swiffer. So let's try that. Grab a little Swiffer. I don't know if this will really help anything, but we'll try it. All right. Put that right there. Okay, so then I can just get this lined up. Oh, that little piece is still there. Dang it. I'll have to grab that. It's like underneath. Cute. Come here. Oh my word. What is your deal? Talk about static cling. Okay. For such a simple card, this is taking 10 years. Okay. There's some little specks right there. Whatever. They aren't as big as the other ones that I was worried about. Okay. Got that lined up. Everything's in the carrier. So let's put this through. Dust the back of the foil too. Good to know. I'll try that next time. I will say this little blade thing from Spellbinders, that really came in clutch. That was nice. Okay. So let's lift this up. You can take the card out. I'm going to peel up. I put a little tiny bit of foil right on the edge because it wasn't lined up perfectly, but that's okay. Okay, those little squares that I cut out, they did, like, it pulled up a little bit of the color. That's not a big deal to me though. Okay, and then I can just trim those sides a little bit. Not bad. I'm okay with that. Look at that. How fun is that? So pretty. Okay, I'm gonna unplug my Minc and set that aside so it can cool off. Leave the carrier sheet with it. And I'm just gonna put this foiling stuff away. And then we'll finish up the cards. Okay, I'm gonna just trim off that little bit on the edge and on this side as well. So close, I can hardly even tell. I think I'm gonna take just a little sliver off these other edges so that the frame lines up though. And then I'll just have to trim my card just a tiny bit. Okay, not bad at all. Okay, so the greeting, I thought I would do a little bit of So here's that greeting that I foiled before. I thought I would do a little bit of black ink over the top that, you know, the foil will resist it. So I'm going to find a black ink that I want to use. Time is to stamp black. I think that'll work. And I'm just going to ink blend on top of this, or actually just press the pad into it. Oh, this ink pad is so dry. Never mind. No wonder. I'm like pulling it out of like the depths of my craft room. Okay, do we have just a nice black? I mean, I've got my intense black ink, but I don't know if I want to do that. Black soot. Black soot would work. Ooh, a deep indigo would be very pretty as well. Ooh, like a navy. Ooh. Galaxy from Sinus Stamp would probably be great. Yeah, right? Okay. All right, and then I'm going to take a paper towel. I'm hoping this works. If not, I've got a couple other foils that I did. Oh, it worked great. Look at that. That's gonna be beautiful. All right, I'm gonna add just a little more ink down here at the bottom because I want to make sure it's completely covered. Love that. Okay. And then I grab my little trimmer and I can trim this. Let's see, we'll just leave it right there. I think I want it a little closer. Okay. Okay. Nice little strip there. I'm going to glue this to a card base before I go any further. It's so quiet without the Minc running through. All right, so I'm just going to use my Tombow Extreme Adhesive, which apparently I'm at the tail end of it. For real? Seriously. Okay. Guess I'll get a refill. I'm telling you, this only happens when I'm live. At least I have a refill, right? If it was like a total comedy of errors, I wouldn't even have a refill. I do love how easy these refills are to use. Some of you might remember, like back in the day, there were so many adhesives that were just terrible. Okay. Got a bunch of glue stuck in places. All right, get that started. Okay. Check where the fold is. And I'm going to put it up here in this top corner because I am going to have to trim the card. It's going to be just slightly smaller than an A2 card. See how that's just how much I trimmed off to get that border just right. All right, So now I really am going to use my X-Acto knife or my craft knife. And I've said this over the years, but I'll say it again. When you're using a craft knife, just do light pressure over and over, and eventually you'll get through all the layers. Just like that. Instead of trying to, like force it and really cut it all at once, which I think is just like a recipe for an injury. Okay. Got a little bit of unevenness right there. Not bad. And I've lost my little grading. Where did it go? Is it this right here? It is. Okay, so I was going to put that right over that center area. I thought maybe just at a diagonal would be kind of nice. Or maybe I'll just do it straight up and down. Yeah, straight up and down is good. All right. That's going to go right there. I'm going to grab some narrow foam adhesive. This is waffle flour foam strips, by the way. How do you keep the ruler from sliding? You do have to apply pressure with your left hand. So I just apply some pressure with my left hand to make sure it doesn't slide. Okay. Ta-da! It's so shiny. Okay, I feel like it needs some like silver sequins, which could act as confetti. All right, so I'm gonna look for some sequins. That will look awesome. Of course, I don't have any just like plain silver. Oh, actually, I do have some like silver kind of like disc confetti, which could look really cool. Let's see. Yeah, I think I want to just use silver. So I'm just grabbing a few little silver sequins, and then I'll grab some bigger ones. Perfect. Okay, you could also do kind of a similar thing with pattern paper and then just run your pattern paper through your laser printer and add a design to it. That's another way to do it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to add, you know, in honor of Gina K being here. I don't know if she still is here, but look, Gina K's little tool. So I'm just going to add some sequins Maybe I'll have this one kind of peeking out from underneath that one right there. Actually, we'll do a big one. I'll have a little one right there. I might be able to cover up some of those little dots so they're not as obvious. Love that for me. Okay. Okay. Just adding a few more. This is going to be so cute. Okay. We'll give that guy a friend up there. Okay, that looks pretty random. Sure, that'll work. Hi, Gina. She's still here. Yay. Ooh, what are you making, Gina? Let us know in the comments. Just using some Honeybee Precision Glue. I believe Gina also has some foil designs for sale in her shop. She came out with a bunch when her foiling machine came out. And I think she even had some before then too. You know, for as much trouble I had trying to get this going at the beginning, it turned out really cute. Ooh, your new release stuff. Can't wait to see it. All right, so there is that card. Now, remember, I did do that heart background before with this one. Remember that one? I thought I'd just do a really quick die cut greeting for it and then call it a day. So I picked out a die set from Concord & Ninth, and it's the Everyday Sayings. I thought I would do this hello. That's why I wanted it to be landscape. I love this really large hello. I'm thinking maybe I'll have it be cut in black, and then I'll have the shadow in white. I've got a bunch of pre-cut black cardstock. I'm hoping it'll fit. Oh, that's perfect. These are like the leftovers from when I cut black cardstock for my stencil storage. Okay. All right, and then I have all of this like hammer mill paper that I cut, you know, from when I printed. So I'll just go ahead and use that. I'll die cut that. Ta-da! That worked perfect. Okay. Oh, I love that so much. That hello is, oh, it's one of my favorites. Okay. I need to put these back on the card. Okay, and then I was just thinking, a couple weeks ago, I shared a video with you all where I took die cuts and put like tons of layers of clear embossing powder on it. Wouldn't that look so cool on this? So I'm going to do just that. All right, I'm going to grab another piece of that cardstock that I'm just reusing all the time. And I'm going to put some repositionable adhesive, which has walked off. Where'd you go, honey? It was just out here. There it is. All right, I'm just going to put a bunch right there. Then I can put my die cut grading. I'm going to grab some Versamark, and I'm going to use more of that white cardstock that I cut off. And I'm just going to smush the Versamark all over that die cut. Then I'll grab my clear embossing powder. This is actually Icicle from Brutus Monroe. I'll just apply this to that entire die cut. I can shake off the excess, and I'll use my heat tool to melt it. Oh, my heat tool's not plugged in. Just kidding. I forgot I unplugged it so I could plug in my Minc. 1 minute, 1 second. Okay. It's plugged in now. I'm gonna let it heat up just a little bit. Cindy, I mean, glossy accents is definitely something you could do, but I find that using multiple layers of clear embossing powder is a little less messy. Okay, let that cool for just a minute. Okay, come in with more Versamark. Really smush that down onto that die cut. Apply more embossing powder. Make sure I get all of those areas. Give it a little shake, a little tap. And this time it should melt even faster. Starting to look really cool, but I want it to be even more plump and glossy. Hi Amber, the kitties are just fine. Sophie was meowing a little earlier, but yep, they're doing good. All right, are we cool enough to do this? Okay, we're cool enough to continue. All right, more Versamark. I found that like 4 layers of embossing powder was perfect. And if you wanted to even add like a glittery embossing powder, that would be cool too. Makes me wonder if I could do just glitter on the bottom. So that's 3. Let this cool for a minute, and then we're going to do a 4th. Alrighty. We can zoom in here a little bit. It looks really cool because it's so glossy. All right, are we cool now? We are. Okay. Coming in with more Versamark. Sometimes if you're fast, before it really cools down, you can add the embossing powder. But I don't like to try to play that race. I'm just going to use another layer of Versamark. Alrighty. That looks so cool. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put my embossing powder away, and then get rid of that. And I also have like random bits of embossing powder sticking around, which would be a great opportunity to clean up with my Swiffer. Embossing powder and glitter cleaned up with a Swiffer little cloth. Perfect. Okay. All right, so this should pop up pretty easily, but if I know this how it has worked in the past, the edges will be a little jagged. Oh yeah, you can see that. Those edges of the clear embossing are a little jagged. Not to worry, because I'm going to hold it with my tweezers right here. And then, let's see, I need to put a little white cardstock behind this so you can actually see what I'm doing. There you go. Actually, it doesn't really show it. Anyway, I'm going to use my heat tool, and I'm going to reheat that, and all of those little jagged edges are going to go away. There you go. All the jagged edges are gone. Ta-da! Okay. So I've got my little die cut. That is still really hot, so I'm gonna like just let that sit for a moment. Got my glue ready to go. And I'm gonna hold my die cut with my tweezers. And then apply my glue all along the back. And get my Share Handmade Kindness paperweight. Just hold that down. In fact, it needs this side held down too, so I'm just going to use my fingertips for that. And try to one-handed put my cap on. All right, while that is just finishing up, I'm going to take my little card design that I created earlier, and I'm going to put it on a card base. In fact, maybe I'll do it on a black card base and then cut it down just a little bit. I think that'd look really nice. Okay, so I've got a black card base here. I'm going to trim this down. I'll just take a little bit off each edge. Let's see, there's a lot of blue, so we'll take a little bit off that edge. I probably should be using a regular trimmer for this, so I can get a measurement. Okay, let's take 1/2 inch off each edge. Yeah. Okay, we're left with that. And I'm going to just adhere this straight down onto the card so that I can have my greeting popped up on foam tape. I just don't want it to get too thick that it won't be able to go through the mail. Okay. Make sure my fold is over there. It's not entirely centered. Let's get this centered. Okay. Slightly crooked, but you know what? That's okay. I'm going to even up this edge so it's more completely centered along that. Perfect. All right. Oh, that was worth it. That was totally worth it. And then I can just put that hello right there in the center. Grabbing some foam adhesive. And I guess I also could have just die cut like, you know, a few more of the white background, but that's okay. We will do the foam tape. Okay. All right, I feel like the little bit of this foam tape is just peeking out from the top, so I'm just going to trim that. There we go. Okay, put that right in the center. So cool. All right, so let's look at both foiled cards that we did tonight. So different, like each one is very different. I really think if I wouldn't have had so many errors and trial things trying to figure that out, probably would have gone a lot faster. This one went really fast once I got going. So cool. All right, I'm going to give a quick little spiel to those watching the edited replay. Hold on, I've got to clean up this edge. I don't think I actually cut the white, all the white off. I think I was just shy of actually where the card front is, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to do a quick little spiel for those watching the edited replay, and then I'll stick around for just a few minutes just in case any of you had questions that I missed in the chat. All right, so here is the set of cards for today. I love how these turned out. Totally worth the extra time to make sure that I had a good result with that design. And you can download this one for free. Oh my word, there's embossing powder all over this. Where's my Swiffer? I didn't realize it was all over my card too. That embossing powder got everywhere. Let's clean that up. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I will have that free PDF design down below. If you are watching live, like right now, I'm going to have to update the file. The one that you are downloading does not have the frame on it, but I'll add that. So anyway, so much fun. Loved these. The printable colored toner sheets. Did I have a sequin there? I don't think I did. Okay. The colorful toner sheets are from Picket Fence. And I've seen some of these like printed like foil sheets. I've seen them from Pink and Main. Gina K has some, Simon Says Stamp has some that are actually on transparency sheets. Like their foil transfer cards look like this. So cool. Let's see, there's quite a few different companies that have them. I'll try to link to them all below, just so if you want to try things out. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys next time. Okay. If you have a question that I totally missed, please let me know in the chat right now. I'm going to scroll back a ways and see if I can catch some, just in case. I mean, I will in a minute. Right now I'm like trying to put away foil so it doesn't go all over the place. Okay. So many fun little cards that I did today. Oh, I didn't even use this. That would have been fun. All right, I've got to get, uh-oh. All right, I don't know where my, oh, here it is. I'll say, where'd the tube go for that? Perfect. I'm just like trying to get this cleaned up a little bit while you guys put in any questions, just in case I missed them. I'm not seeing any, but okay. Yeah, let me know which one is your favorite. Let's see. Ooh, that's a fun idea. I've even done colored metallic embossing powder on just the bottom of with an irregular top edge to make it look dipped. So fun. That would be a really fun look. Oh, that's kind of fun. The hearts seem to follow the wave of colors in the toner card. That's true. They kind of do. Lots of ideas for the shadow to use more gold foil or gold cardstock, vellum, lots of different fun ways to do it. I mean, I think it could be fun to like cut out the shadow out of the toner card as well. That would have been really cool. Let's see here. All right, I'm scrolling back down to see if I have any questions that came in. Question: who makes the large size of foil? It's a Heidi Swapp one. Heidi Swapp for the Minc. Pretty sure they still sell these in lots of different colors. They have a large Minc. It might be 12 inches wide. Maybe not. Maybe it's just like 8.5. But for much larger projects. Can you foil on mail envelopes? You probably can, but I wouldn't use it as the address just because I think it's really, really hard for the post office machines to see that. If you were going to do like a cool foil design, I would recommend putting the envelope in a clear plastic sleeve and then put a regular paper label over the top with their address. So they can, you know, in theory, take off that plastic sleeve and then they keep the card once it's to its final destination. What do you find is the best black ink for stamping that won't blur when I stencil over it? You basically need a waterproof ink. So I would say anything that's waterproof. Versamark works. Not Versamark, VersaFine. So like this ink right here, it's a pigment ink and it's waterproof. I will caution though, when you use this or any other pigment ink like Altenews Obsidian or anything that's like a pigment ink or anything you want to like make sure it doesn't smear or smudge, go ahead and like heat set it just to be safe. It might be dry to the touch, but there could be some layers underneath that once you add your ink on top, it might like reactivate the ink a little bit because it's not fully dry. So just make sure that you like give it plenty of time to dry or use a heat tool to heat set it. Let's see here. Are both of those Picket Fence toner sheets? The color ones? Yes. Those are all their colorful sheets. The large Minc is 12 inches wide. Good to know. Okay. All right. well, I'm going to close up the video for the night. I'm going to go ahead and update the supply list right away, right now. I'm going to update that so you guys can click through and find some of these really colorful sheets. I don't know what I was thinking. I only linked to the pink and main stuff. I didn't grab the picket fence. Anyway, I'll add those links right now, and then you'll have them if you want to click over and try them out. You could use a laminator for foiling. You can use Gina K's foiling machine or Pink and Main's pink Minc. There's also the Heidi Swapp Minc machine. There's a lot of different options out there for doing this type of foiling. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. I'll be back, let's see, on Wednesday with another video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.